ever found yourself in a situation where you were overly critical about something? Hello, and today's insight is mainly going to be about being overly critical about things that happen to you, in and around you. Now, why do I say that? Because technically, when people are traumatized by something, they overly they are overly critical about a specific topic that happens to them. So they overly analyze something particular. Like, I know I used to be picked on, bullied, and teased as a child, so I am overly, like, I over analyze what people, how people interact with me. I overly analyze their facial expression, their body language, all of the above. In order, and all of this in hopes so that I can avoid a future possible trauma. So I look for signs to, how should I say it? To nip it in the bud. To be able to respond to it when it happens so that I don't react to it. And that I put my foot in my mouth when I do. So when something happens that, and especially if you've had that trauma prior, when it happens again, when you find yourself in a situation where you feel overly judged or you feel overly analyzed by others, then what you do is you do the same so that you can avoid any negative connotations to whatever happens. In actuality, the best thing is to, yes, it's not easy to break free from this over-analysis paralysis. At times, at least I know it is the case for me, but I find that the best way to cure yourself from whatever is happening is to actually go ahead and be fine with it and just live it and do the best you can. And slowly but surely it'll ease out, because like you'll notice the sign and you're like, okay, so this could mean one of many things, but at the moment it is not important because it is what it is. And we can just continue on our merry way, because most people do these things subconsciously, meaning they don't think about it when they do it. It's automatic. And so when you've been burnt a couple of times like I have, you over analyze what people are doing so that you can, like I said, nip things in the bud if that happens. But the thing with that is, if you continually stay in that headspace, you will never break free from that thinking pattern, and you'll always look for traumas. Now, because I am doing this topic, it's fine. I noticed it and I use it as content, but noticing it and acting on it is two different things. So being able to be like, okay, this is what I feel, and this is something that has been picked up from my past self in order to keep me safe in regards to things that kids would do. Now this no longer applies to the older Talar, to the older people that I surround myself with or that I interact with. It's more of a sense of, okay, so I saw it, I noticed something's off, it's perfectly fine, but does that mean that I'm going to stop myself from enjoying my evening because some things felt weird? No, I'm going to continue to enjoy my evening, even though things felt a bit weird, a little bit off, but it's perfectly fine. It is what it is. And we can agree to disagree and agree to just stay the way we are. So, my question to you is, Do you notice when when a past trauma rears its head, and what do you do when that happens? Do you give too much thought process, like thinking time to that, or do you actually give more time to, okay, so what can I do right now? And if the answer is nothing, well, what do you do after? You let yourself free from this prison that kept you safe at some point and that no longer applies, is what I want you guys to think about. So ponder that